Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to integrate modern chatbot UI with FastAPI and Ollama services. Let's get started. On my previous video, I already showed you how to integrate uh, FastAPI with Ollama services, and today I'm gonna show you how to create modern chatbot UI with the React 19 and Next.js 15. So let's dive in. So before start, I already created the project and the final output should be like this. Like you can select on any predefined queries and get the results like what is the weather in San Francisco, and the AI will give us the result, and you can copy it to your clipboard, and that's it. You can also write custom messages to AI and it will return the results. So before to get start, make sure we have installed the following tools: React 19 plus, Next.js 15 plus, and we are going to develop it in TypeScript. So I already created the guidelines on how to integrate it with our application. And so first of all, we already started the Ollama services. So create our React application first. Yes, we are going to create it under project. Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna create a new directory to make sure it's inside our tutorial. Name it the folder as a tutorial. CD tutorial. Now let's follow the steps I already written on my documentation. So npx create next step latest. So it will ask you some questions. Proceed it. So project name will be AI chatbot. Okay, enter. Now it will ask you, would you like to use TypeScript? Yes. Yes. Tailwind CSS, and we're gonna use it for modern UI. Source directory. Some of us don't like to use extra source directory, but I'm gonna like it, so I'm entering yes. App router recommended. Yes. Turbo pack. This time I'm gonna set it yes. Okay. So it's creating new Next.js projects. Taking some time. Yes, project created. Now it's time to create modern UI with the Shadcn. We're gonna use it for our project. So go to my documentation page. I'll share it with you. So uh, for React 19 plus and Next.js 15 plus, we're going to use the following command npx shadcn at the rate of canary in it. But we need to follow their official documentation. So go to ui.chatcn.com and go to the introduction installation section for other instructions. So there are Tailwind CSS v4. And so there are several instructions here for Next.js or Vite anything. So I already created the documentations after reading it and implementing to our project. So let's follow my instruction. Npx shadcn at the rate of canary in it. So before that, we need to go to AI chatbot and paste npx shadcn canary in it. For our project, we're gonna proceed it. Uh, Here, with the arrows, we can select our favorite color or base color for our project. For my case, we are gonna use zinc. After reading their official documentation, we got it. It's recommended to use legacy PR dependencies as our React version is 19, and also we are going to use Tailwind CSS version 4. So use legacy PR dependencies, enter, installing other dependencies. Yes, and it already created some necessary files which will be used by our UI development. Now we're gonna add some components. So go to Shadcn-UI and check some of the components. So we need to install it or add it to our project. Like there are button component for toast. We have sonar for notification. Look, so we're just following the documentation. Here I added the commands to add buttons or other components, but you can use it one liner. So first of all, I'm gonna add button first. Okay. Now adding Sona. Okay. So I'm this time I'm going fast and skipping the installation process. Next, we need to install Next themes. Okay. Then React icons, text auto size, using some other necessary packages like mark, React code blocks. Okay, almost done. Mm, okay, for UI, these all are okay now. Now it's time to open the project directory code dot. So it will open the project in the Visual Studio Code. Look, it created the projects under the source directory, added components for Shadcn, avatar, button, and sonar. We'll add other components wherever we need. It also created a lib directory. So before get started, just run it npm run dev. So it's running our project on 3001 port. Open it. Yes, project's running successfully. So next step is to create a theme provider class inside component directory. So under the component directory, I'm creating, instead of creating everything from scratch, I'm just using the existing implementations what I done earlier. Okay, so this is optional, but I'm gonna use it inside the utils. I'm creating a method or function to uh, generate UUID, random UUID. Let's creating it. Sorry. Okay. Then we're going to create our icons component under UI as its UI part icons.css. I'm not so professional at UI development, but I'm just gonna create it for better usability and better understanding what actually ChatGPT or Deepseek UI does. We're gonna build a modern UI like this. So let's create a header component. So okay, now creating. Sorry, I already created footer. This is not header. This is footer. Sorry for my mistake. Okay, yeah, okay. They are not using or removing it unused components. So what I did at footer, I used my GitHub profile, and for header, I made it simply just used my name and will implement other components later. So now there is the tricky part. I followed the instructions or researched on some useful components. I'm gonna show you first. So Next.js templates. Okay. So Vercel already created some nice templates for AI. You could also check it, and I'm going to give thanks to AI chatbot. So Next.js AI chatbot, I got there some source codes and got some help from the Next.js AI chatbot. I'll show you how it works, but these all are useful instead of building everything from scratch. And under the Vercel's SDK, there are some interfaces like message, UI message, but I created for our project and simplified it. So under leave TypeScript, we created the message, and to manage the messages under utils directory, operating for front. Okay, save it, save everything. Now this is the tricky part. Under the components, create chat.tsx file and go to the main page. Under app directory, delete everything just because we don't need the existing data or existing styles. Instead of copy and paste it, we are just loading the chat component with generating our new random UUID. So then, and this is the last tricky part we need to do for UI development is update layout.tsx. Delete everything and paste it. Okay. Look, inside the layout, we used a theme provider. Default theme is dark, and we used header, footer, and toaster. Okay. So inside theme provider, oh, sorry, I missed it. So let's create a directory named providers and move our theme provider.tsx file to providers directory. Okay, now go to, yes, the UI changed. Wow, nice UI. Welcome to AI chat, and chat ID is unique UID. Could see there. So that's cool for our first appearance. And here is our GitHub ID. I already added to it at the footer section. Okay, now it's time to create a component for chat input. Copy. Oh, almost done. And our basic installation just done. Now I'll move forward with the other implementations like how we are handling chat input and how we are handling chat messages. Instead of creating everything from scratch, I already copy and paste here some basic components which are required to UI development, like message icon or AI logo, etc. Let's copy and paste other things like chat input. So updated chat input will be like this. Okay, there are some missing components. I'm gonna describe everything. Look, I already created the interface for chat input. We are just taking chat ID, user input as string, and handling. There are some delegates or functions, whatever you say, like handle input changes, handle submit operation. If it's loading, and then we'll take actions, and most important part is messages. We are dealing with messages, so it's really necessary to pass messages from streaming response from Ollama and FastAPI, and finally append our messages instead of adding it to our existing uh, string. We're appending it to the end of the string. So these are the tricky parts, and here you can see that we used a simple form, and inside the form, uh, look, if there is no messages, or the messages array from are 0, then we are getting the user suggestions, and after that we used text area, our custom text area, which was written in Shadcn-UI, and we are handling our key down with enter key, and trimming our user input. So also if it's loading, then we are gonna show the same button as a square button. So after completing everything, you could see the results. So now we could see suggestions are missing. So let's copy and paste it. Suggested actions and the components. Suggested actions dot psx. Okay, then we already created some predefined overview, like we used some predefined messages to show on our front page. Copy and paste it to our project. Okay, now we are gonna copy and paste chat messages. Create chat messages.txt file. Yes. So let's check the architecture of chat messages, which will be shown to our application after getting the responses from Ollama or any other backend which are supporting AI responses or streaming responses. Inside it, inside this uh, class, this file, could show that there are some functionalities to show our messages, and so if there is no messages, it's returning nothing, just two divs. Otherwise it's checking the state of the messages, like if the messages comes from user, it will show user icon, and that we have set a condition that if the message comes from the user, then it will be right aligned, and for AI it will be left aligned. So let me show you. User, yeah, got it. If the message role is user, then if the items will be items int uh, class, which is actually go to the right aligned, and if it's from AI, then it will be left aligned. Also, the tricky parts are here. We segregated our messages depending on message type, like if it comes with triple, I think a quotation, a single quote, then we assume it's a code block, and we are separating it uh, to display our code. So in that case, also we are handling the typing when actually typing means when uh, uh, the message is streaming from Ollama or FastAPI to our client end will just we animate with triple dot. So that's it. And for loading, we used some animations if it's in loading state, and that's it. So let's copy and paste the code display block. So it's already done, and now update our chat.tsx file. Earlier it was just a skeleton. Now I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, chat message. It will be chat messages. It's under components. Chat messages. Now we need to handle some tricky parts. Before that, look the architecture of chat messages. Instead of getting help from use chat from AI React SDK, I created everything inside this chat.tsx file, like append, how append function is working. Here we are updating the messages, getting the last messages, and if last message was from AI or assistant, whatever you say, it will append it. Otherwise, it will uh, create new messages, and the message format is of the type message interface. So now there are other things to understand. Uh, we created the stream chat client, which is a client. So let's create the client, and I am gonna show you how it works or why we used it. So leave clients. Under clients directory, we're gonna create stream set client dot. Okay, under clients, we're copying everything. Okay, so here there are some tricky parts. On my previous video, I already showed you how Steam is working through a fast API, but after reading some documentations on how modern UIs are handling the messages, I got the important Microsoft page event source. So let's search this, and we need to check how it works. Okay, so Here is the page event source. You could understand more after reading this. So look, it will handle the streams from API or services. So let's install this package. Chatbot. So npm install the rate of Microsoft page event. So install it, and now you could see we are get it from the errors. There is some warnings, but everything is working fine. As I showed you earlier, that the event will handle all the difficulties like error handling, like on error, connection closed, or every event. So inside this file, we handle the API calls. I mean, fast API calls, and we are setting this that it's accept text for event stream and counter type as application per JSONs, and now we passed our query strings in content to the message body, and if the status is okay, then we are handling our messages or streams comes from the fast API, and we are appending our responses to our message section. That's it. And let's say uh, okay, another thing we need to handle is to, you know, we already handled it, I think. Okay, let's run it. Yes, that's cool. Now we're gonna send a request through our predefined messages, like what are the advantages of using Next.js. It's creating responses. Like, as per markdown functionalities, it already bold the normal text what we didn't implement on my earlier implementation, earlier video. So okay, now let's try to generate HTML code to create login page. Have you noticed it could generate the code and push it inside the code blocks the nice way. So it's generating, but I'm gonna show you another important things what I need to develop at backend. Earlier I showed you it only returns the content. I mean, uh, earlier we returned yield, chunk, message, and content. Okay, but this time I have to modify it to generalize for supporting all the clients who are handling different type of AI or LLM services like ChatGPT or Deepseek. They actually send the streams with the following format: data, and it might be a JSON or anything. But in my case, I used JSON to generalize the messages and get it from hidden characters. And at the end of the message, we are setting two new lines. And in this way, it's streaming the messages and go to the Firebug. Look, it's generating the messages. I already set a sources preview. Sorry. So to better understanding, we are opening Google Chrome. Okay. Go to network. And now write code to demonstrate uh, Dijkstra's algorithm. Look, it's stream, and inside event stream, all the events are coming from the FastAPI, and it's handling inside EVA. So the final output of our projects are similar like this, and uh, uh, I already implemented it and sharing it with you with the GitHub repository link. So let's check a simple functionality. You can copy and paste the response and write it as you uh, need, like inside text editor. You can paste your responses. And that's it. There are a lot of things to do, but this is the basic implementation on how to integrate fast API responses with Ollama servers and other models like Deepseek or anything with React and Next.js. Um, so it's a fully and workable solutions like ChatGPT. Not full functionalities like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, but the basic functionalities. So That's it. Thanks everyone, and thanks for watching my video. Uh, on my next video, I will show you how to create custom rag to make it work our custom needs. Like it will only return results based on our custom context or our own context, like any medical chatbot support or any financial support. And we're gonna use a basic rag from a PDF. Stay tuned. Thanks.